Hello, this video is to walk you through personalizing your Picaboo yearbook. Now remember, this is completely optional, but in case you're intimidated, I want to show you how quickly and easily it can be done because it will make your child's yearbook a lot more personalized and meaningful to them. And it's free. It's a great way to make a little scrapbook for their year in addition to their yearbook, so you might as well take advantage of that. I just don't want anyone to not do it because you're afraid. So to start, you're going to make sure you go to the designated website for your school from Picaboo. So I'll just put that in for our school, and then you'll come over here and click sign in. If you've already purchased your yearbook, then you should have had to set up a new account, so you'll have your email and password. If you haven't ordered a book yet, then just click register new account, and it'll guide you through the steps to do that. You can order your book and then go ahead and do all this personalization stuff. So I'll just enter my information, and this is a little video that shows you what the book will look like. So that was the cover of the regular yearbook and all of just the normal pages that everyone gets. And then you flip it over, and here's your back cover, but it does look like a cover of another book. And you have your personalized pages, which are private. They'll only appear in your child's book. Nobody, I can't see, as the yearbook editor, I can't see what you've created. So that gives you an idea of how it's going to work and what it'll look like. They'll be at the back, kind of upside down from everything else. Okay, you get four free pages. If you want to add additional pages, they're 99 cents a page, but you do it in sets of 2, so it would be 2 pages for $1.98 if you end up with a lot of pictures and you need to add more. I ordered yearbooks for all 3 of my kids, but I used to order the class picture when they would get their pictures in the fall, and it was about the same price, and it would just have their class. So for the same price now, I just get the yearbook instead, and it has not only their class, but their whole grade and the whole school. So to me, it seems like a no-brainer. But anyway, I'm going to work on my son, Alex. So I'll click here on Edit, Flip, and Cover Pages. I'm going to wait for it to load. So it starts here. You've got your cover. You can go through to like your first, second, third, fourth pages. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the beginning so I can work on the cover, and we'll start with that. But the first thing I'm going to do is to add pictures. I highly recommend getting all the pictures that you want to use in your book all together in one folder or on a thumb drive or something, just to make it easier to upload them. So I have in my, let's see. Okay, so I'll go to pictures, and then I have this folder here. I ended up, when I was going through, it was kind of a daunting task going through the whole year and looking at all the pictures and trying to remember what were memorable parts of his year. But I ended up with about 70 per child when I went through it. So I'll probably end up adding a few extra pages to my kids' books just because I know this is a way I'll actually do something with those pictures. I probably wouldn't otherwise. But I'm just going to add a few right now to show you how to do it. And then once you've got them all there, I'm going to click Add to Personalized Yearbook. Okay. And it will be uploading the pictures. So while these are loading, let me mention that you can upload JPEG or PNG images. So if any of you have done any digital scrapbooking and you have cute PNG stickers or elements that you want to use, or JPEG background papers or whatever, you can use all of that here, which is so fun. Okay, now all my pictures have loaded. So I have my little photo, I don't know, I have this little thing down here where I can see all of the different pictures that I've added. And I just put all different stuff. School project. I mean, some of the stuff is, home and like playing baseball at home, doing an ice cream sundae challenge with his sister, Halloween. I didn't really get any good Halloween pictures of him in the parade at school, so unfortunately I just won't have that, but I have pictures of him in his costume and our family in costumes and Christmas and the first day of school and just all different. There are some like in the cafeteria with his friends, at a school play he did, his reflections stuff that he entered, his genie bottle, whatever, all of that different stuff, okay? So you have your photos down there, and then on the left you have all of the different tools you'll use. Edit photo, layouts, backgrounds, and stickers. So for the cover, there are some layouts, but I think it's better for the cover to just put your pictures on yourself. Like, don't use one of these layouts. So, and I'm not really that creative. I'm actually just going to do my best to copy the cover that we saw in that preview video that I showed you, like it said property of the kid's name and it just had a circle picture of him. So that's what I'm going to do. So in order to add a picture to your page, you're going to find one you want. I'm just going to put this picture onto the page. We'll drag it on. I don't want it to be background because that would fill the whole page. So you can do that if you want, but I'm just going to click single page photo and then it comes up. But I want it to be a circle. So once the picture is selected, where you have these little boxes all around it, the white boxes around the picture, let's see, you'll see that it brings up all of these options for photos. Okay, so you have zoom and crop, brightness, contrast, saturation. You can make it black and white or sepia. You can put borders, shadows. So I'm going to click on shapes because I want it to be a circle. And since my photo was a rectangle, it's going to make it an oval. But I'm going to just the bottom and the sides will change the shape of the circle to make it more of an oval or whatever. But if you want to change the size, like let's say I want it a little bit bigger, you would grab any of the four corners and that will make it bigger. So, and then I also want to zoom it in so it's just on his face. So I'm going to go up here to zoom and zoom it in more. We'll take the little hand. The hand lets you move the image within the shape you've created. So we've got his circle. I also want to put a border around this. So I'm going to click over here on border, just scroll down in this area. I'm going to turn the border on. You can adjust the thickness to make it a really thick border or really narrow. I'll just leave it in the middle, I don't know. Okay, and then you can also change the color. So this little box right here that's white, you can see that my border on him is white, but you can use this box or this slider over here to pick any color you could possibly think of. You can type it in if you know the little code or number of the exact color that you want. Another cool little feature it has is this eyedropper tool. So if I want my frame to be exactly the color of his sweater, for example, I can just click anywhere on the page and it'll show me what color that is in the little square right there. And then I'm not clicking on anything, I'm just hovering my mouse over it. When I find the gray that I like, I'll click on it and then it shows it to me in the box so I can make any adjustments. If I think, ooh, that's a little dark, maybe I want it to be slightly lighter than that, I'll just click over here. Now it's a little bit lighter and then I'll click OK. And you can see I've got it gray. You can keep changing it if you want to. Just do that over and over again. I actually think I want to leave it white, so I'm just going to change it back to white. So there's white there. You can click right up in the corner somewhere, but there's always going to be black and white in your little palette for you. Okay, and the shadow, I can turn the shadow off or on. I think I might turn it off. Okay, you can't see it now because I don't have a background, but maybe we'll add that next. Oh, and then the other thing about moving them is, so the hand moves the picture within your shape. If you click anywhere else, it brings up this four-sided arrow, and that lets you move it around on the page. Picaboo has this great tool I love. That shows you where it's exactly centered in the middle, or exactly, like vertically or horizontally. If I want it right in the middle of both, I would just let it go right there. So that's really cool if you're trying to get it centered. I think I'm going to center it in the middle vertically, but off a little bit to the right. I don't know, we can play with it more later. Okay, now I'm going to go to find a background for the page. So I'm going to click here on backgrounds. And there are hundreds and hundreds of backgrounds. You can sort by all different things. You can, if you just know you want kind of a reddish one, whatever, you've got tons. You can, if you click on sports or something, then it's going to have, I don't know, baseball themed ones, or school has like school buses and pencils and that kind of fun school type thing. So your possibilities are endless, but I'm just going to click off of that. On that main page there was a blue one that I liked and it's fine. It matches well with the cover of our book too. You could see that when you purchase the book, it shows you it's kind of a light blue, so this matches pretty well with that. I'm just going to use this one and I'll apply the background to the page and wait for it. Oh, I have to close. So apply background and then close this window. Okay. The next thing I need to do is add text. So for text, you're going to click up here on add. You can add shapes, lines. I'm going to add text and then add to page, and it'll bring up a little text box for me. So I'm going to turn on my cap lock, property of, and then if you want to change the font or the size, color, whatever, I'm going to highlight, make sure you highlight it. And then there was one I liked that's kind of a big bold. And let's see, I think, okay. Now I could just type everything, like I could say property of, oops, Alex Navarro. But I could change this one to make it really big if I want this one to be bigger, whatever. The only thing I don't like is I don't like the big spaces that it does when I do that. So I'm not going to do it like that. You could, but I'm going to make a separate text box for each word because I want to put them closer together. And I don't know any other way to get around that. So that's just my easy way of doing it. Oh. Okay. So then to move the text, you just click on that little arrow thing, move it down to where you want it. This will go away. It'll move to the bottom. Okay. Then I'm going to add another text box. Okay, now if you want to, you have this zoom tool. If I feel like I need to get closer to, you know, mess with it a little bit closer, you can zoom as much as you need to, and then you move this box over to what you're looking at. So I can see it better. It's just easier to move that up a little bit if I'm really close. It's got Alex underlined because it thinks it's misspelled, but that's not going to print red in my book. It's just it's kind of a spell check. You know how spell check does that? It underlines words. It won't look that way in the book. So Alex and Navarro are underlined. Don't worry about that. I know they're spelled right. Okay, so I'm going to zoom back out. And then it looks like the border, it's not white. I don't know what I did. I don't think it's white though. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I want it to be bigger and closer to the words. And then let me move his head back down into it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to click back on border and just, oh, the thickness is 0. Maybe that's why? I don't know. Okay. Oh, you know what? I think I will actually want this text to be white. I think it would look better if it matched. Only other thing you might want to do on the page is to add stickers. You don't have to, but if you click over here on stickers, there are tons and tons and tons of stickers. It shows some suggested stickers, and then, I mean, there are just so many. You can click find more, and the nice thing is if you do that, you can search if you're looking for something specific. I mean, you know, schools, Christmas, and pumpkins, and whatever, anything you can think of. I'm just going to search for an eagle just to make it quick and easy, and I'll use a few of these. So maybe I'll do this one right here, and I'll apply the sticker, and then I want it to be bigger than that, so I'll click on one of the corners, make it, I don't know, there. Okay, so with the eagles, I'll move it down here. I'm going to want to like rotate it a little bit, I think. So this, that if you click on that little curvy arrow, that'll let you rotate it. I'll make it like that and just scoot it. I don't know, whatever. Okay, right there is good. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to stickers and grab another eagle. We'll do this one that's flying. Do I drag it to the page? Yes, I drag it to the page. I'm still learning all of this too. So it depends on, I was on a different page. Like if you click on stickers, you can say find more stickers and it brings up a bigger sticker box. So on that one, it looks like you click apply sticker. But if you are just doing it from here, it looks like you drag it over. So I learned something new too. Okay, we'll make it a little bit bigger. On this one, I think I want to add a shadow just for fun. So I'll click off of it and then click back on it so it brings up my little edit photo things because now it's selected. I can click on shadow and I'll just turn that on, make it look a little bit more like it's flying. I could make it everything on this page have a shadow, or every, you know, all the stickers on all pages have a shadow. I'm just going to make this one on and not click either of those on. Okay. And then another button or another thing that might be useful on the stickers, let me select this one so you can see it, is up here at the top. There are these buttons here that this rotates it, but you can do the same thing with this and get more options. So this just does it 90 degrees at a time. It's up to you. You could use that if you want it to be a perfectly rotated 90 degrees, use that. Otherwise, you can use this little thing. But these two buttons will bring your sticker or whatever you have selected, your picture, shape, anything, it'll bring it forward or backward. So this one moves it forward, which isn't available because it's already the last thing we added. It's the top layer. This will send the photo backward. So every text box, every picture, everything I've done is its own layer. So if I wanted to put this all the way, let's say I wanted it to be under the picture of Alex, I'm going to have to keep clicking multiple times on this box until I get behind every single layer until the last one, which was my photo, and now it's behind him. So it's working. It's just going behind every layer. And if you have lots of things on the page, there are lots of layers. So that's how that works. I'll bring it back forward. One layer is fine just to get it above the picture. And I'll bring it up here. Maybe I'll rotate this one a little bit. I don't know, whatever. Okay. So now we have that. And those lines are just showing you guides. I guess that makes it's exactly lined up with that, it looks like. They're useful little line guides. I think that's a fun feature. Oh wait, one last thing, sorry. If you wanted to add more than one picture to the cover, you could just, I don't know, like say I wanted this one too. You can just drag it onto the page, do the same thing. I could replace the photo if I wanted to switch it out, but I would go through the same things as before. I could make it a shape if I wanted to. I could make this one a heart. Anyway, you could add more text up here, go through the same steps to add more text boxes, personalize it however you want. I'm just going to delete. Do I want to automatically adjust layout? I'll talk about this. I'm just going to say no. Okay, so we're going to call the cover good and move on. As you're doing each page, it's up to you if you want to pick your layout first. You don't have to use a layout. You could just drag pictures onto this page and put them where you want them. I kind of like the layouts. I think they make it easier, or you can choose if you want to put the background on first. Sometimes you might want to get all your pictures on the page, and then once you've got them all there, you can look for a background that really matches the pictures you chose well. I'm just going to make it simple and choose the same background on every page. So it was this one. I'll just apply background, close this window. And so now I have that background on the page. Do it in whichever order you want. And then I'm going to click on layouts. And layouts, there are lots of different options. You've also got this little, so you can see here, you have all of these different ones. Some have lots of photos, a little bit of text. Some have, especially if you go to like Lit Mag or something, there are a lot of text because it's more like a magazine layout. You have tons of choices. Collage usually doesn't have, I don't know, any text or very little text, and it's just lots of pictures. So maybe I'll choose one of these. I don't know, whatever. Let's pick this one. Okay, and then just give it a minute and it will pop up on the screen. Sometimes you're going through a page and it's not applying a layout, or it's not working. Make sure that the page is selected. Like right now it wasn't selected, and then I just clicked on it and now it's got this little light blue line around it. So sometimes you have to do that or the layout won't go onto the page. All right, so now it brings up all of these. The nice thing about these layouts is that they are completely customizable. So I've got all my little photo boxes, but let's say I want to put this tall picture right here of Alex, and I don't have a box that's really tall. So maybe what I can do is I'm going to select that picture right here. I'm going to click the delete, the little garbage can. For now, well, I'll show you both. If you say automatically adjust layout, it will just, if I deleted that picture, it's going to leave a hole and it will look weird. So it can automatically adjust the layout so that pictures still fit nicely. Okay, so that's kind of what it did. I'm going to undo that and go back, and then I'll now delete it, and I will not have them automatically adjust the layout to accommodate the new number of photos. And I'm just going to take this one, click on it, drag that box down. It'll show me a line when it's exactly lined up with the one below it. So I'll let go now, and then I can drag this picture up here and put it in the box, and it fits nicely. I might want to zoom it in a little bit more. I don't know, whatever. So there we go. I can I can do that. And then let's say I wanted to, that's not centered. Oh well. Okay, let's say I want to have a little bit of text on this page. I can just add text right on top of my photos if I want to. That's, you know, if I wanted to put some text right here on his legs, probably make it white or some color that you can see. Don't leave it black, but you could do that if you wanted to. Or if I want to just put a little bit of text right here in the middle, I'm just going to select that, click on that. I don't want it to automatically adjust the layout, and then I'm going to add a text box. So now I'll bring that, let's see, I'll bring it over here. And I'm just going to kind of make a text box here in the middle. So you can do that. You can add text how you want. I don't know. I don't know. He would kill me if I ever really wrote that on his yearbook, but whatever. Okay, so make it bigger, make it fit, whatever. You can move it around. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, so that's an option. And I can choose if I want to leave it on top of that picture. See how the M is kind of on top? I can put it behind, which you probably wouldn't do with text, but if I wanted to, I would click on this and then go over. Oh, it's with text, it's right here. Send it backward or forward. Okay, now it's in back of that. Okay, that's how that works. And from there, I would just continue going through and adding, like maybe this page, I would just have it be pictures kind of from home, like Cub Scouts, and I don't know, those don't really, you know, his baptism, family pictures. I'm trying to think of all the home ones, Christmas, that could go somewhere. And let's say I just am really, I don't know, if I'm not liking the page, I can always change it. Whatever. Okay, so another thing I want to point out too is all along the way, if you look up here, like it just barely saved every time you make a change, it's automatically saving it. So if your, you know, power dies while you're in the middle of it, don't worry about it. It's all saved, or your internet goes down or something. It's saved all the time, and then you can just stop it anytime and quit working on it and come back to it. You can do that as many times as you need to. Then we are going to go to the 2-page spread. I would just keep adding pictures until it's done. Oh, and if I wanted a border on all of these, right now it's got a shadow on everything. So I could go to, maybe I don't want the shadow on this page. I just want borders. So I'm going to say on, we'll just do white ones, maybe a little bit more narrow because these pictures are close together. And then I could say apply to page, and it'll make every picture on this page have a white border. Let's see. I'm going to go down to shadow and turn off the shadow on this whole page. I didn't have pictures in all of these, so that's why the border didn't come on. That makes sense, and that's why the shadow didn't go off. So make sure that if you're going to put borders around all of the pictures or shadows on or off, just make sure you have every box filled. All right, another thing we learned. So we'll move on to a 2-page spread. Great. I'm going to go back to backgrounds again on this one because I know I just want that same background. I'm going to click on it. I want it on both pages. You could show it on left, right, or both pages, or all pages in book. I guess I could just do that. Whatever. I don't know. I'm not going to. It will only affect your pages. It's not going to affect the general yearbook, so it would just be all of the pages that you're creating. But okay, now apply, close the window. You can do it here or there. And we have that. Now if you click on layouts on this 2-page spread that you have, it's going to show you can click single page or 2-page collages. But the 2-page ones are kind of fun because they're made to kind of look well together. I know that there's some, you know, they just kind of match. They're cute. They're fun. In the general one, there's some that are kind of slanted that are cool and fun looking. Like, I think these are fun. Anyway, we'll just pick one. I don't know. Well, let me show you something though. I'll actually go down. Okay. I'll give it a minute to load. It takes a minute sometimes. Okay. Then I look at it and I'm like, oh, that's way too much text. I know. I could, you know, say, I don't want text right there. I'm just going to delete that text. and put a picture there instead. So I could just drag a picture up there. If this works, you can add a placeholder to the right page. Yeah, that works. Okay. And I could drag it over however you want to do it. Okay, so that's an option. But then I just go, actually, I just don't like that layout at all. I'm going to change it. I'll just click back here on layouts, and maybe I want to do one of these instead. Give it a minute to load, and it'll just change everything. It might leave my little picture that I did there. We'll see. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, great. Okay, so these are all there. Now, if you do use one of these, be aware that, you know, you're going to have to pick a special picture that can go there that is going to mostly get cut off or here. And then you can't really see the guides right now. The little yellow lines that you see, it's not showing it. If it's not coming up, I think on the first page, it was there when I was doing it. There's a little thin line around the page. That's just a guide. Let me see if it's, oh, show safety zone. Okay, so now you can kind of see the safety zone. So everything in the yellow might get cut off a little bit. So when you're picking this picture here, it's going to go across the 2 pages. Don't put like an important face right there. You know, be aware that those things might get cut off a little bit. Make sure it's nothing important. Or over here, this part that's covered in yellow could possibly get cut off. So be aware of all of that. So maybe this page I would do all of the school pictures, and I could put something like this right here. That one would work fine. I don't know, for, you know, just first day of school. Another nice thing as you're looking through and trying to decide which picture you want for the page, if you can't tell exactly what it looks like, just click on the picture once and it'll load it big, and then click back on the picture to make it small again. Just if you need to see what the picture is big, that's a nice tool. It's got a little check mark right now on all the pictures that I've used. If I don't want those to, once I put them on the page, I want them to go away, I can just say only show me the 20 unused pictures that I have, or whatever. Now it's only going to show me the unused pictures. I mean, I've got all these school pictures. Yeah, I don't know. I might want to put that one there. Oh, okay. I must not have held it exactly in the box because it thinks I'm adding it as a separate picture. So I don't want to do that. Let's click on it. Garbage can. Okay, we'll try that again. I want to try to put it right in that box. There we go. But it's not the right shape. So with this, I'm just going to click on that text box and scoot it over a little bit. We'll make it only be that tall or that wide. And then I can make this picture a little bit taller. Feel free to edit these layouts. Like I said, edit them as you wish. It's still a little bit not the right shape. I would probably have to make it thinner in order for the bottle to fit the right way. If I want the whole thing, this was supposed to be like a Magic Genie bottle. Anyway, and then, you know, I can, I don't know, change this how I want it. This layout has a lot of, you know, what do you call it, landscape size pictures. So if I decided I have more vertical pictures, I might want to pick a different, I don't know, most of these are landscape. Okay, I did this artwork one. Maybe I would want to put this one on and then have it be like there. It's some little drawing he did in school of his class, which I just thought was fun. So you could put their artwork in there. I'm going to scoot it over. I'll scoot it up some. Oh, you can't scoot it over any because the picture goes way off the page. But if I bring it back on, it will fit. The only thing is it might look weird because this design is obviously made for the pictures to go all the way off the page, and now you might see that it stops right there. Whatever, you could, this layout might be hard to use. I don't know. I might pick a different one. Okay, but okay, so let's say I want that picture to be there, but then I also want to zoom in on the little family he did. I'm going to go back to the 25 photos so that I can see all of them, and it'll let me put this same picture on a second time. And maybe I would put it down in this little box. And then I'm going to zoom it in a lot right on the family. Okay, like there maybe. And I don't know what I'd do here. Make that wider. I honestly probably won't use this. I mean, I'm not going to use this page. Then if I felt like this wasn't enough and I needed to add some stickers, I would want to do that. Again, once all the pictures are on the page, if you want to add a border or change the shadow, you could do that. I'm going to go, I don't want it to be on Eagle anymore. So what you do if you've searched for something is just find more stickers and then like reset that and it'll just go away. Now it just shows you all the stickers again, so you can look through all of them. You can search for something new or whatever. I'm not going to put any stickers on this page. So that would be done once I've added all of my pictures. Now click off of that so I can go to my arrow. Make sure you do your 4th page, whatever background layout you want, get all of your pictures on there or the ones you decide to use. Once you have everything done, you're going to want to click up here on preview and allow. Okay, we don't have a back page, so it's white, but I didn't put all the pictures on, so that's what it would look like if I printed it right now. It shows the yellow, but the yellow is not going to print. That's just a guide. And then the cover. Okay, so make sure that you really preview it well. Look at everything. You know, if you have little things, use your zoom and get in there and make sure that everything's exactly how you want it or spelled right or whatever. It does have the spell check, like you saw that Alex Navarro is underlined. So then once you're all done with everything and you have it the way you want, it's very important that you go up here and finalize your book. I can't go through all the finalized book stuff right now because I'm not ready to finalize it. But once you are done and you've checked it and you know that it's the way you want it to be, it's very important that you do go on and finalize your book. So you'll just go through the steps, and then when you get to the very last step, it'll say, are you sure you've looked at everything? Because once you click this button, your book will be locked and you will not be able to make any more edits to anything. So please make sure you have it exactly how you want it, but you do need to make sure that you get your book finalized and that you go through those steps before the deadline, which right now I have set as May 4th. I may go to like the 5th or even the 6th, but for now, let's just say the 4th. And once I have released the books for production, if you haven't gone through those steps to finalize your book, even if you've got it all done and you just haven't finalized your book yet, once I submit the books to production, if it's not finalized, you're just going to get a plain book without any of the personalizations. It'll just have the kind of plain back cover that I've chosen for everybody who doesn't personalize, and it won't have those 4 pages in it. So that would be really sad if you've gone to all the work to do it and then you don't get it in your book. So make sure that once you have it done that you finalize it before the deadline. Another thing I wanted you to be aware of is that there is a Picaboo Parent Support Line that you can call with any questions or problems while you're designing your pages. So I'll include that phone number in the video description below. I think that's everything. Hopefully you'll like this program. I really like it. I'm really happy with it. I think that it has a lot of really cool features, and for the price and what you get, I think it's awesome. And being able to offer a free digital yearbook to everyone, I love that. I hope this has been helpful, giving you some confidence to personalize your child's yearbook. Thank you for watching, and let me know if you have any other questions. I'll do my best to answer them quickly. Thank you. Goodbye.